तावक सविदे अंजलिबद्ध प्रणामम् सर्वेश्वरा तावक सविदे अंजलिबद्ध प्रणामम् ज्ञानाय बोधाय स्नेह संशुद्धाय ज्ञानाय बोधाय स्नेह संशुद्धाय शान्ताय कोटि प्रणामम् सर्वेश्वरा.
Good morning to all. It is my privilege to extend a warm welcome to each of you to this important workshop on preventive vigilance. We are gathered here to reform our commitment to the transparency, integrity, and accountability in both our professional and personal lives. On this occasion, I extend my heartfelt welcome to our esteemed chief guest, Shri S.K, Director Admin, Department of Fisheries. As the Vigilance Officer of the department, he has made a great effort to travel to Kochi to attend this workshop and deliver a talk on preventive vigilance. Since assuming charge as Director of CIFNET, I have observed that Shri S.K. sir is incredibly kind and supportive. Whenever I have needed assistance at the ministry level, he has always been my first point of contact, and he has constantly extended his help. His support has also been invaluable to subordinate organizations including NIFPHATT and FSI. Furthermore, Shri S.K. sir has given us this wonderful opportunity to host such an informative and significant program at CIFNET. In this regard, it is my great privilege to welcome Shri S.K. sir to this auspicious occasion. On behalf of the Director of NIFPHATT, the Zonal Director of FSI, and the officers and the staff of all three organizations, once again I extend a warm welcome to you, sir. I am also delegated to welcome Dr. Shri Kumar, Director NIFPHATT, and Dr. P. Varghese, Zonal Director FSI. Their sincere efforts and coordination have been instrumental in the successful organizations of this workshop. Once again, I warmly welcome Dr. Shri Kumar and Dr. P. Varghese. I extend my heartfelt welcome to all the officers and staff of CIFNET, NIFPHATT, and FSI who have taken the time to be here today. Your presence reflects our collective commitments to fostering an ethical environmental free from corruption and misconduct. As for today's program, vigilance is not just a responsibility of a selective few. It is a shared duty of every individual. By being aware, alert, and proactive, we can cultivate a culture of honest and fairness. This session will provide us with valuable insights into preventing unethical practice and ensuring that integrity remains the foundation of our actions. Let us all actively participate, share our thoughts, and take away meaningful lessons to implement in our workplace and communities. Once again, I warmly welcome you all, and I look forward to an engaging and insightful session ahead.
I request our chief guest, Shri S.K. sir, to address the gathering.
We have to follow certain guidelines, instructions of the government, and our conduct is measured throughout the service by that conduct rules. Second part is preventive vigilance, and third part is ethics in administration. I will try to give background of all the three quickly, and it is not a lecture series. You are most welcome to raise your concerns or queries or whatever suggestions, observations any time in between. Raise your hand simply and ask me any question. Okay? Okay? Okay. Then I shall start with CCS conduct rules. Conduct we know all our behavior, our day-to-day activity, how we perform, what we do, what we don't do. This is called conduct, and it is not possible for any statute, any rules, any laws or any regulations to highlight or to write down or to legalize all the activities of human. However, as far as possible, some behaviors have been marked as conduct rules. In these rules, before initiating, I just want to know whether the conduct rules are applicable to government servants only during office hours or beyond office hours also. Anyone? Answer is always, because as per fundamental rules, government servant are 24-hour government servant, 365. So is it not a question of our conduct in the office but also outside the office? Second question is, are all possible misconduct have been mapped in this rule? Answer is again no, because human activity is so vast that every misconduct cannot be mapped. What are the outcome of misconduct? If we don't follow the conduct rules, what can be the outcome? What can happen to us in service? This is also very vast, and many type of action can be taken, like administrative, warning, consolation, show cause notice, charge sheet, and even dismissal. In certain rare cases means of grave misconduct, which is of criminal natures, and these can be possible for violation of conduct rules. Is it applicable after retirement also? After retirement, conduct rules generally not apply, except in certain grave crime committed by the retired person, like murder or dowry allegation or any such serious nature, then his pension can be withheld. Otherwise, it is not. It is applicable for government servant only. You have understood our relation with government. Government means public. Public means aam admi. Okay, common citizen, not our boss or minister or president. It is the common man who is basically master, and servant means government servant. So what should be the ideal master and servant relation should be exhibited in our conduct throughout the service. That is the basic principle. Now, a set of instruction by employer to regulate the action of conduct rules. Basically, rule 3, first one is applicability, whom to apply. Second one is definition certain. Third one is the most important rule of this conduct rule. And third also has 3 basic principles, which is to be kept all time. First one is maintain absolute integrity. Integrity means we have to devote, we have to be integral, impartial, or in our conduct nothing disproportionate should be done. No discriminatory work should be done. We should be integral to the government or our employer or our master for the entire period of service. It is not even 1% below. Absolute means that. Devotion to duty We all know that. And third one is most nothing, do nothing which is unbecoming of a government servant. This is very commonly used while issuing charge sheet or memo or what is unbecoming means what we should not do, we should not do. Okay, anything which should not be done is unbecoming. Okay, so an officer or absent, reaching late in office or leaving office before that, or sleeping during the office time, or reading newspaper, or absenting unnecessary more than these all activities can be treated as unbecoming of a government servant. Added in Rule 3, which are promptness and courtesy. Next one is observance of government policy. Our observance of government policy means like marriage age has been prescribed by the government, we should follow that. Cleanliness has been made a policy, and we do not have to criticize government's policy at any time. In official dealing, not in personal. Next one is, which has been added in Rule 3, is prohibition of sexual harassment of working women. And this is now a serious offense, and it has also been given separately in a POS Act, which is being monitored by Women and Child Development, and every department, every organization has to constitute internal complaint committee to redress to stop this sexual harassment at workplace. Fortunately, I just not want to you bother about these things. Let me say that in Department of Fisheries or any of its organization, there is no such cases pending or coming. So it is a good news. And even then we have to know the procedures. And I would suggest that government has created online platform known as iGot. You may have heard that. iGot is an online platform where service related several courses, about 1100 courses on various topics, including these conduct rules or any other, many other things are written there. Now these are the misconduct, omission and commission shall be treated as misconduct. These are only illustration of many things. You can read, or we will share you the. I will just go by the Act's provisions. CCS conduct rules, number 4 says that a state about employment of near relatives of government servant in companies or firms. What may be the provision? Whichever companies or firms we are dealing with as a government servant, we should not recommend our relatives. Near relatives means family, spouse, children or grandchildren, to employ in those firms. This is simple thing. Rule 5 is taking part in politics and election. Government servants are not allowed to take part in politics or election. If someone wants to fight election, then they have to resign from the service. During service, no one can take part in elections. Joining of association by government servant. Formation of association is permitted, provided in service-related matters, not others. Next one is demonstration and strikes, permitted to a very much limited period. Only for the cause of your service matters. Criticism of government is absolutely banned. Even if we are not agreeing with the government policies, we can't criticize it. We have to just follow the government policy. Simply implement. No questions at all. Next one is 10. Evidence before committee or any other authority. Government has authorized some officials at secretary or minister level who can give evidence before a committee or a press or any media or any mass communication channels. So we are, if authorized, then we can only give, otherwise we cannot give any evidence before any committee or any media. Communication of official information. After taking permission from senior, only we can communicate any communication. Subscription. Subscription means if we donate for some charity works like welfare of animal, welfare of child laborers, welfare of destitutes, Divyangjan etc., then we can subscribe to a prescribed limit. After those subscription, we cannot subscribe for religious purposes or any such thing. Gifts. Do anyone know what is the limit of taking gift? Price of that gift from government or from anyone by government servant? Even at the time of marriage, limit is only 15,000. 15,000. No gifts costlier than 15,000 can be taken or given. Okay, dowry is extreme. Next one is 13A. Dowry is explicitly banned. No one can take or give. Or anyone who has taken or given. Problem is nobody's marriage will happen without dowry. Even policemen who are authorized to punish the guilty give for their sons or daughters' marriage and take. No. Is it reality? Anyhow, Rule 14 is public demonstration in honor of government servant. You can do in honor of government servant whatever. These are only misconducts. You can read it. In government servant like retirement party or any, or just I have came here to share my views with you and you have honored me. So this is possible, but public demonstration is not possible. In public you cannot honor a government servant by taking procession or whatever. Means you cannot honor in public, in outside, on road or beyond office boundaries. Next one is private trade or employment. Since we are government servant for 24 hours, naturally we can't do any other things. Though many people do that unless they are given, unless their activities are highlighted. Next one is subletting and vacation of government accommodation. This is common practice in Delhi. I don't know whether it is here or not. People take government accommodation and rent it out at market rate. whenever it is not permissible, it is non-transferable. Government accommodations allotment is non-transferable. So whomsoever it is given or allotted, he should use or surrender it to government for giving it to some needy person. Next one is investment, lending and borrowing. There are limitations of all these activities. Next one is insolvency and habitual indebtedness. This rule says that government servant should take care of financial needs of his family and dependents. So he has no right to be indebted for any reasons. He should not take so much debt from any relative or friend or any agency or any organization, so that he could not repay that and his family's a humiliating behavior. So insolvency, as far as government servants to means within those that what he gets, in those means he has to survive with family, and family should not be overburdened with debts. Next one is movable, immovable and valuable property. Government has to be intimated as and when we purchase or dispose of movable, immovable or valuable property worth 2 months of our salary. Salary means basic plus DA. If we purchase gold worth 2 months of our basic, then we have to intimate the government about that. Okay, under rule 16. 17 is, sorry, 18A is restriction in relation of acquisition and disposal of immovable property. Only restriction is that you should not deal either purchase or dispose of the property. Immovable property means land or house or anything with the person who is dealing with you in official for official works. Otherwise you can do it. Next one is vindication of acts and character of government servant. Next one, canvassing of non-official or other outside influence. In transfer cases or many other government servants service related matters, we usually try to approach influential person who can take our case to a logical conclusion or early decision, which is not permissible in conduct rules, but we all do that. Restriction regarding marriage. Certain age has been prescribed, certain gift restrictions have been prescribed, that is. Restriction regarding marriage says that one living a spouse, one living a spouse, government servants are not permitted to marry another. Consumption of intoxicating drinks and drugs. Means we should not be found in a position of intoxicating drugs or liquor or drinks during the office hour in office premises. Next one is prohibition regarding employment of children below 14 years of age. 22A. 14 years of children below 14 years of age are prohibited from labor work as per Child Protection Act, and government servants should avoid engaging those children who are below 14 years of age. Usually at tea stalls or at garages, motor vehicle garages, or any menial or any dhaba etc. even smaller children, 10 year, 11 year, 12 year, which we should not keep in our house as a servant. These are the important most conduct rules define only these activities which are prescribed as per which is defined as, which have been described as our limitations, and what can we not do or what can be done. Other activities which are displayed here are given in bullet forms. These are mostly given here. With this, I conclude the first chapter on conduct rules. Hopefully, it has given some insight to you, and hopefully I have already told that there is no vigilance case in either department or in any organization, so you are all free. Now you can question me if any regarding this conduct rules. How many knew that it? How many of you had gone through the conduct rules in office? No. Are there any person who is not following conduct rules? No one will tell. So, no question, so I am convinced that you all understand. Oh my God.
Sir, earlier also there was one vigilance awareness week. That time one workshop was there in our office. There was a doubt which remained unresolved in office, and up to what limits it is like that.
Basically, both are required. If we purchase or dispose of any property with an official, with a person whom we are dealing in official works, then we have to take permission before acquiring or disposing. Otherwise, only we have to intimate. And so they have set up cantonments as per their convenience, not for the convenience of our citizen. Now in independent India, how the Cantonment Act of 1886 will work? It will only punish our people, not facilitate our people. It was ultimately modified in 2008. Now it is Cantonment Act of 2008. After so long, and there are many such laws which have lived their life, and unless it is modified or removed, or police or law enforcing agencies try to misuse those and harass the citizen for getting their benefits. So, preventive vigilance measure prescribe that government, every office should review the norms, instructions, guidelines, or whatever the services we provide. One service is provided. Are there any loopholes or are there corrections required in those rules or regulations so that people can get seamlessly? Like you may have heard that we heard not, we have all experienced that previously, even 10 years back, we all were facing music in filing ITR return. We had to go several times to the income tax office, sit with the clerk or whatever IT income tax officer and discuss with many things several times for several days. Now ITR has been simplified and it is being given online. Everyone has to sit and fill it from own and has to send it. And no consultation or nothing is required. They will process and implement that you need to deposit further or you have, your account has been settled. So if we review the process, whatever instructions, whatever forms, whatever manuals we are handling, we should make it as much as possible technology free and online so that it is available to everyone without any discrimination. Everyone is able to look at that, apply that and get the deserving candidate benefits of that only. These measures and other things are, next one. Prevention means precaution. Like we all know about proverb, prevention is better than cure. Even if in our health, if we take precautions, then we are not going to fall ill, though it is only a suggestion. But everywhere, many times we avoid the falling ill by taking precautions. Then after inquiry report, the disciplinary authority will agree or disagree with the inquiry report. In case the inquiry report is agreed by the disciplinary authority, it will be referred back to him to give to defend the report, the findings in the report. He has again submitting, he will give again his comments or his defense. Then it will go again to disciplinary authority. If he has not sufficient reason to defend, then it will go to disciplinary authority for suggesting or proposing punishment to be given, whether it is major, minor, penalty. After penalty, it is again referred to the person that we propose to punish you, give you so penalty of so. You have, if you have to defend yourself, you must seek explanation. In case it is Group A officer, then after acceptance, it will go to UPSC, otherwise it will be go to CBC again. And in case UPSC and CBC both agrees that yes, for this fault of him, her, following this penalty should be imposed, then only. Naturally, this process is several years job. Several years means many officers in between changes, and they are being repeatedly explained all over the cases again and again, and several volumes of file got up. So in case it takes more than 5 years, 6 years, many of them retires or went anywhere for other offices, then other offices, his disciplinary authority, his appointing authority changes. That also complicates the case further. So it is very difficult to adopt departmental action mechanism. So it needs to be strengthened that punishment, if proposed or if anyone has to be given punishment, and that's why this complication will be minimized by adopting preventive vigilance. You understood all? Okay, next. These are potential areas. You may read it only. I just don't want to say that. Those potential areas of corruption. Common areas of corruption includes procurement, sale of goods and services, allocation of resource, human resource management, delivery of services, enforcement. Next. Excessive regulation and licensing. Complicated rules and regulations, monopoly over delivery of goods, lack of transparency, Over. Next one. Now, whatever was the list of possible corrupt practices or corruption which causes corruption can be prevented by measuring following standardization and simplification of rules. If we standardize and make the rules simple and available to all through open, not you know or your dealing hand know or your office know only, then it will be very easy to curb corruption. And it is the basic need of the preventive vigilance. Identifying areas involving exercise of discretion. Where discretion is given, it is not possible to exclude entire discretionary power, but where there is, it should be minimized. Discretion should be minimum. Set a parameter on which the proposals or benefits have to be measured, and then decision will automatically flow to the deserving candidate, and there is no possibilities of manipulation or corruption. Complete review of existing rules and regulations need to be undertaken. Okay, simplify. Similarly, next one. Leveraging technology is other e-procurements, like we procure nowadays through GEM. E-payments like PFMS has been used. Use of websites for dissemination of information and creating awareness. We all use. Use of CCTVs in place of public dealing. Use of GPS-enabled devices, RFID. Use of appropriate analytical tools, computer-assisted OT technology. Identifying areas involving exercise of discretion, etc. Next. Automation. What I have spoken about that. To remove using IT, information technology, as an enabler for reducing corrupt business practice processes, engineering as required. Means we have to use as much as possible information technology tools to improve our delivery system. Next. Business process transparency. Next. Accountability, control and supervision. All explained. Next. Early detection of misconduct. Early detection of, apart from bringing to light the damages of the system, will enable encouraging time-bound and effective punitive action. That I have already explained. Proving necessary infrastructure, accessory infrastructure facility. Next. Training and awareness. This is being done today. Capacity building and sensitization is important. Public officials should be made aware of their duties and responsibilities. Code of conduct, rules and regulations. Now you have understood that why I have called you all. A list of do's and don'ts for employees officials is a simple yet effective tool. Knowledge sharing initiatives such as publishing, circulating information. CBC emphasized the need of institutionalization of preventive vigilance module annex. Next. Conducive work environment awareness among public inducing moral values. In next session I will speak about moral values. Vigilance Awareness Week, all organizations should obviate Vigilance Awareness Week. We have already organized it in October. Next. And this is the information required by CBC for all organizations. Number of periodic inspections, surprise inspection, scrutiny of files, property returns, training programs, workshops, system improvement under sensitive post and rotation. This I will explain you. Every organization has to categorize the posts as sensitive and no one should be posted at sensitive post more than 3 years. So a staff has to be rotated on those sensitive places. So it is the duty of a head of department to identify some posts of that organization which are prone to corruption. Prone to corruption means sensitive, where there is public dealing mostly or purchase or any other thing where corrupt practices are likely to happen. And in those sensitive positions, no one should be kept posted for more than 3 years. One thing is that. Next one is FR 56. It is very dangerous rule nowadays being enforced. FR 56J, have you heard about FR 56J? What is that? FR means fundamental rule. 56J, number is, rule number is this. In this rule, it is stated that, it is provided that an employee or a government servant after attaining the age of 50 years or having service of more than 30 years should mandatorily be reviewed. Okay, on 4 parameters. One, health issue, whether he is still fit enough to work, continue work. Second, efficiency, where she is able to upgrade himself to the requirement of the day. Third is corruption charges, if there are any allegation or complaint of corruption against that person. And fourth one is I forgot. I will tell you just after come into my mind. Then the appointing authority or competent authority may remove him or her straightway from the service. There is no ifs buts. On the 4 parameters, if the officer is recommended to be retained, then his services will continue, otherwise. It is in the provision exists for many years now. For several years means more than 50 years, but it is being now enforced by this government. This government is sending reminder in every 3 months, have you reviewed, have you terminated, have you reduced, how many of them reviewed, how many is still fit to continue, or how many. So this is a very effective tool. Next one is list of officers with doubtful integrity. It is irrelevant in our department because we are all vigilance cleared. Review of complaint and grievances. Yes. This is another area of stress. This is about public grievances. We all all departments receive several public grievances. Have you heard, na? Public grievances. We simply reply just as audit report. But we do not analyze the grievances. What was the cause of that grievance? If we analyze grievances deeply, except simply replying that or disposing that, we will able to see where the loopholes exist, where the problem exists, and why people are aggrieved with that rule or regulation or procedure or whatever. So, deep scrutiny of the public grievances will definitely lead to us towards finding the shortfalls in the system, and we will definitely be able to check them out. Next one is monitoring of pending vigilance cases, whether e-learning methodology is being used. E-learning methodology, government has provided an online training platform which is called IGOT or Mission Karmyogi. It is working from 2016, but now it is gaining momentum. In previous November, government has organized 7-day, 1 week learning program, e-learning module, in which all the officers from clerk, from MTS to secretary, all were required to do 4 hours natural training, e-learning training at IGOT platform. You have to just simply log in your email ID. It is not necessary that you should feed NIC mail, any email ID, and you will get registered at IGOT, and you will get 30 minutes to 2 hour courses are there. Audio visual courses are there. They are not only speaking, they will also show you, they will raise questions, and they will give certificate also. If you understood perfectly, you will get 100% marks. And if we carefully, it is very informative and very effective means of communication. There are about 11,000 courses there of different institutes of repute. On every subject they are covered. Pay fixation, seniority, means joining, means ACR, means APRs, service records, PFMS, means every sphere of government, normal routine government activities are. Only your service aspect, your departments, your organizations, specific works have not been uploaded. Otherwise, every common administrative jobs are all covered. And you may log in and open, and whenever free, you may switch on your mobile or laptop or computer, and you may learn and gain efficiency in the system. Should be followed in letter and speed. Are you ready? Yes. Thank you. Any question? It is before time. No question. IGOT. I small GOT. Mission Karmyogi is also there.
Sir, good morning, sir. Actually, regarding FR56J, what you explained, just we want to know little elaborately what exactly it is. more precisely we want to know, sir.
Which?
FR56J. Because I have been hearing the same since last so many years, but I could observe that this is being very forcibly implemented in many of the organizations.
Yes.
So I have experienced that one. That was why I want to know it more precisely.
No, government has set the target. I just want to say that India will become developed nation by 2047. Target is to make India developed by 2047. So government want efficient bureaucracy, efficient, fit and corruption-free system, so that there will be facilitation towards developed nation. So it wants to minimize the strength of our idle workers. And ethics, we all know from our childhood that we have some moral. That is our society became now. Thank you.
Sir, Director Admin, Department of Fisheries, respected Director CIFNET, Habibullah Sir, respected Director NIFPHATT, Sain Kumar Sir, respected Zonal Director FSI Dr. Sijo Verghese, all officers and staff from CIFNET, FSI and NIFPHATT. It has been really a very useful session that first of all we have to thank Ministry for giving us the opportunity to host this function at this CIFNET. Thank you to Ministry first.